Guys, how y'all doing today? Well, if you are Jess in the mess, you are walking into one of the biggest landmines known to modern man. Y'all, listen, if you guys don't know, Jess the mess is having issues over in the Breakfast Club. Some people are saying she's training her replacement. Loren LaRosa, who was her substitute during the maternity leave, literally took over Jess's segment. We'll talk about that in a second. Jess is highly upset about it. She went on Instagram Live last night. We posted the whole live on our channel. Go look at it. It's about 10 minutes long. But today, she showed up to work like a professional and walked into a huge trap. Let me say this. I've heard the people saying, first of all, Lauren's good on the Breakfast Club, right? Jess is good too. Jess was bought in to entertain. I don't know why people are talking about her reading skills or this and that. Jess has a huge social media following. And by the way, she is so well loved and the ratings were there on the Breakfast Club that's why she was picked among all the other high level talent. Now, let me tell you where the jealousy came in about this. Not anybody in particular, but this is what Jess doesn't realize. Even though the Breakfast Club is, and this is my opinion, is set up like friends talking, it is a corporate environment. And even though Jess was talented, even though she could do the job well, even though they actually needed her and she bought the views in, I don't think, and I don't know Jess' work history, but judging by the trick she fell for, I don't think she understands what corporate cutthroat media means because she has always been an entrepreneur. She's always pretty much been her own boss, or she's always been kind of like on-air talent, but not in the way that it is of corporations like iHeartMedia, day in, day out, and people seizing on the chance that you got pregnant, you took maternity leave, okay? Now, let me just start off by saying this, right? Loren De La Rosa is from TMZ. She hustles, she grinds, she gets exclusives in. She got that exclusive Wendy Williams. However, she worked for TMZ, but that's what hustling is, using every contact you have. She brings a different energy than Jess, okay? People saying Lauren's well-spoken, so is Jess. People teasing Jess that she can't read. You guys, be for real. Jess is highly book smart. She's highly well-read. I don't care. Somebody that stumbles over my words all the time. Jess, come on. That wasn't the issue. The issue is that Jess really believed these corporate people. The issue is that she is trying to be replaced. Her instincts are right, but it don't got nothing to do with Loren, and it has everything to do with iHeartMedia saying, we think we can get someone to do your job better and for a third of the price. We have used you for everything we thought was going to come in, and goodbye. Now, what was the first mistake? Her going out on maternity leave. As soon as you came, the reason why they picked you is because in testing, your ratings were higher than everybody's. It's all about money. They don't care about personality. They don't care about none of that. They just care about ratings. Jess was the highest. When she came in, they saw a spike in ratings. Before people even had a chance to get used to her, she went out on maternity leave. Now, I get it. You can't help when you have a baby. But Jess, I don't think, is hip to corporate culture. When you get hired and they give you PTO days, everybody remembers their first job. Oh my God, I got I have 6 weeks of PTO. Girl, we can go on vacation. We can go to Europe for 6 weeks. It is on. You literally planning out your little week times in Tulum, doing this and that, until you realize it's all fantasy. In the corporate world, when they give you 6 weeks of PTO, they don't expect you to use it, let alone 4 months. In corporate America, when you use all your PTO like you're supposed to, they think you're not serious. They start whispering that you're not ready for work. I know it's insane, but I think because it's not that Jess has never worked for anyone. I just don't think that she's actually had a company day in, day out job. And even though the Breakfast Club looks like they're messing around, it is a corporate radio job. iHeartMedia is very, very corporate. I think Jess thought, it's like if she had experience in corporate, she would have known that maybe she called in one day and she was like, yo, I'm not feeling well. I think I need to stay home with my baby for a few months. And they're like, oh, hold on, we'll have somebody from HR call. And then HR calls and they're like, Jess, what's the problem? And she's like, no, I want to stay home. And they're like, it's going to be a bit inconvenient, but if you really need the time, we can all work well. And Jess was like, oh, all right, bet, thank you. No, Jess. When HR gets involved, That is not a good thing. HR is not your friend. Senior producers are not your friend. None of that. None of these people are your friends. And HR definitely works for the company. But Jess didn't realize that, yeah, technically by law in America, you can take maternity leave, but in real life, you will get let go because they don't like that. Because they look at you as, how come you're not working? And there's somebody younger, well, not younger, but hungrier getting into it. And Loren, I don't care what anybody says, Loren is a corporate shark. She came up on TMZ. She's a journalism by trade. One of the things of being in actual journalism, when you go to college, it's not that you can research, not that you can report a story. They teach you the corporate culture of journalism that all legacy media goes by. That's why when people are like, "Oh, she's a college-educated journalist," that means that you were steeped in the corporate etiquette and the professional etiquette that all corporate journalism jobs know. You learn that in the classroom and on your internships. And by the time you show up on the Breakfast Club, you know the way things are. Now, why do I think she ran into a trap? Because, listen, at the end of the day, I think it was a trap because I think it was a trap because first of all, Jess didn't even realize what was going on. She got on screen. Let me cue it up for you, right? Because, like, again,
Since I came back,
listen.
It was weird. Yes, it was weird. Yeah, I at first, no, I did not. I wasn't too fond of Lauren.
Hold on.
I wasn't too fond
First
of her
mistake.
when I came back because we had a whole
Did she have a
plan
lawyer,
behind
an
her.
employment
When I came
lawyer?
back, I pick her to fill in for me, right? I come back. She ain't never leave. Then, all right, cool that she don't leave. But she's on only during my segment. If she was meant to be a fourth host, move her in another way. Why she got to be
True.
moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right. You know what I
True.
mean? Till she started reporting. I wasn't hired as a reporter. I was hired as Jess with the mess.
Okay.
So she started reading and delivering details and all that stuff.
Yes.
Then that's when Jess with the mess wasn't good enough no more. That's how it was presented. So I'm like, all right, cool. I feel
Who
you.
said that though? Because of the internet?
Charlemagne is a company man,
No,
and
no,
he
no,
is
no.
gaslighting her.
This is our listeners. This is yeah. Why can't we worry about the comments? And these are people that enjoy the show and watch the show. It's not all of.
Okay, so first of all, Charlemagne and MB are company guys, and they're just trying to get Jess in a situation where basically, and it comes out later, where when you're suing for unlawful firing, Jess has a contract. As much as people are like, "Oh, Lauren's taking a job," she didn't worry about that because she has a contract. And the terms of the contract, as well as your roles, are specifically outlined. That's why she was like, "I agreed for this price, a job where we were the only hosts. You bringing in a fourth person changes the terms of my contract. It changes the work environment. It's not what I agreed to, and this is why we're having some of the problems." Now listen to this.
It's not a joke, but see,
But
it's not a joke.
It's a serious issue about it.
It is a serious
Listen.
issue.
Okay, let me just
Now-
sit back and watch then, because I'm not Joe Clark.
Because it's not.
I am actually. Give me my baseball bat.
No, it's now, Envy, that's what I'm saying. No,
Hold on.
nobody has even tried to clean up the narrative that I'm a villain. Man,
You're not a villain. Who said you a villain?
Yo, stop
They're
acting
cleaning
like-
it up. Hold on, sorry guys. That was my timer. Where are we? Okay,
Acting
so-
like you don't live in them comments too, Charlotte. Stop acting like you don't understand.
What do I always tell you? I say, stop listening to the internet. Stop listening to the comments. Stop listening to the folks on YouTube. Don't let them trick you out your position.
Okay, first of all, they're gaslighting Jess because I'm not going to play the whole thing, but further down, they're like, "If you had a problem, why didn't you talk to us? Why is the first time we're hearing about this?" And Jess is like, "What are you talking about? This ain't the first time." And then they keep over talking her. Again, maybe I'm reading too much into it, but you know, in corporate America, if you have an issue, if you do not make them aware of, you think you're being treated unfairly, then you cannot sue them for breach of contract or unlawful firing. Jess might not realize it. By Loren even existing there, that is a breach of her contract, and that is creating an unfair work environment. Now, is it a slam dunk case? No. But if they can get her to admit that, "Oh, I never said anything, I didn't know anything," then the job could be like, "Well, how would we know? And you weren't working out the job. So, Loren, go ahead and sit down." let's also not forget, right? Um, let's also not forget, um, let's also not forget that Loren is outsmarting Jess, and Jess doesn't even realize it. If you watch the Breakfast Club, it's a whole 5-minute clip. I'll put it at the end of this video if you want to listen to it, right? Loren was on the Breakfast Club this morning intentionally putting on a show for the execs and the producers. You can tell she is a corporate shark to her heart, and she is seizing this opportunity, as well she should. I just feel bad that Jess, again, I know people are like, oh, you were listening to the comments. Jess is a serious, seasoned social media megastar. I'm sure she's been getting hate comments day one about her looks, the way she talks. You ain't funny. You ain't this. You ain't that. People just feel entitled, and it's fine because Jess is making a lot of money for it. So I don't think it was the comments that were really getting in their ear. I think it was the comments multiplied by what she saw happening and them playing in the face, right? Loren even made a shady comment at the end talking about, Jess, I wanted to talk to you and work it out. I'm a producer and you're just the talent. When, Loren, you're not a producer on the Breakfast Club at all. You produce stuff at your own freelance company. But what, you know what? At the end of the day, I hope they can work it out. I hope they can resolve it. I hope Jess renegotiates her contract for what's going on. I do think they also played her where, because she didn't understand corporate America, when there was an instance when she had Jess with the mess and they gave the segment to Loren. That was Jess's segment. She had propriety rights over that. She owned that coming in. And when she leaves, she will still own Jess with the mess, right? I think it might even be trademark or copyright. They kept putting Loren in that position. Jess threw a temper tantrum because she's not used to these corporate sharks. Like, give it to her, because she thought Loren was going to fall on her face. But Loren might not be as amusing as Jess, but she has a hustle in a different way. She is an investigative journalist. Anyway, to make a long story longer, it's the last thing I'm going to say. Envy even pulled her aside early on and was like, yo, that's your segment. And if you don't want her in here, we can get her out. Trying to see like, yo, I see this as heavy-handed. And Envy was kind of looking out for Jess. And Jess was like, no, let her have it. Again, it's not that Jess isn't talented. It's not that she's not beautiful. It's not that she's not amusing and smart. For everybody saying she's not, y'all are haters. There's a reason why she beat out everybody. All her beauty, talent, charisma, her knowledge, her intellect, combined with her huge social media thing, got her that job. But at the end of the day, I think the fact that she's never worked in a corporate environment and she's never worked around corporate sharks, I think at the end, that's pretty much what did her in. I hope they can work it out. I hope she moves forward. If not, I hope she consults with an employment law attorney and starts keeping track of all this and stop talking about it on radio, because just like HR, I don't think Charlemagne and Envy, it's not that they're not just as friends, but they are company men. Loren's a company woman. And Jess, you need to get in where you fit in. I do want to say one thing. I know Our Heart Radio is really good for Jess's career. Exposure. It's a great opportunity, right? If somebody offered me to be in the Breakfast Club, I would do it, right? Even though, right? I would do it. But here's my point. Jess makes, I would estimate, millions of dollars millions of dollars a year doing what she does on social media. She didn't need Breakfast Club, but it was a great, great, great opportunity. Legacy media is kind of dying. The Breakfast Club will probably be the last one standing. But at the end of the day, I would just caution Loren. I get it, and it's a great opportunity. And Loren's savvy. She'll be able to flip this. We might even see her on ESPN. She is a corporate shark, and I mean that as a compliment. But for anyone that comes onto the Breakfast Club, once corporate finds out the way they can get people in and out and use it rotating chairs and get what they need and extract what they need out of you and then dismiss you, they won't stop at Jess and they won't stop at Loren, because I guarantee you there's somebody that is hungrier, better, funnier, and got everything that Loren don't. And Loren got a lot, but I'm just saying, got everything that people think Loren don't, that they can get in to work for a quarter of the price that Loren works at. So we'll see how this all plays out. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.